Hello and welcome to PUBG Mobile fans from around the world. I'm your host, Steven, here to bring you another amazing group draw show for the 2023 PUBG Mobile Global Championship. Another year of incredible competition in the books, and we're finally ready to kick off the greatest event of the year, the PUBG Mobile Global Championship, where the greatest teams in the world will compete to see who will stand atop the pinnacle of PUBG Mobile esports. But before we get into the group draw, let's take a look at our tournament format. The 2023 Pmgc will consist of 4 stages happening across November and December. The groups we picked today will battle in the league stage from November 2nd to the 19th. The top 3 points earners from the group stage matches will qualify directly to the grand finals, while the bottom 5 will be eliminated from the tournament entirely. The remaining teams will move on to the survival stage from November 22nd to the 24th, where they will battle in a round robin with all 3 groups to claim one of the top 16 spots and move on to the final stage of League, the last chance. Here we will see teams fight for one of the 5 remaining spots in the grand finals from November 25th through the 26th. Then the 9 direct qualifiers from the group stage, alongside the 5 qualifiers from the last chance, will be joined by 2 special invite teams to battle over 3 days from December 8th to December 10th to claim their spot in PUBG Mobile history as the next champion of PUBG Mobile Global Championship, and the lion's share of $3 million. The group draw today brings us one step closer to crowning our champions. But before we can get into that, let's take a look at how the group draw will play out. Teams will be placed into pools according to. Then we will move through all other regions and leagues in order of total teams competing until all teams have been placed into their groups. Here are the 48 teams participating in the 2023 Pmgc group stage. We have 12 teams from Southeast Asia, 6 teams from South Asia, 6 from Middle East and Africa, and 3 from China. Also, 7 from Europe, 7 from Americas, 2 from South Korea, 2 from Japan, the winners from the Rivals Cup Korea vs Japan, and 2 special invite teams will round out the group draw. Without further ado, let's hop into the group draw. Joining me is Lexima, the PUBG Global Esports Manager, to draw our teams. Please join me at PMPL Thailand, where we can kick things off. First up will be FaZe Clan. They are qualifying as the 2023 PMSL SEA Fall number 2 team out of Thailand. Our second team to be drawn will be Xerxia Esports. They are qualifying as the 2023 PMSL SEA Fall number 4 team from Thailand. Our fourth draw, Vampire Esports. They are qualifying as first place team out of PMPL Thailand. And our final team from PMPL Thailand now will be Hail Esports Thailand. They are qualifying as PMPL Thailand points number 3. Next up, we have PMPL Indonesia. Our first place will be Persija Evos. They are qualifying as the first place team out of PMPL Indonesia. Next will be Bigatron Red Villains. They are qualifying as 2023 PMSL SEA Fall number 3. Next up, we have Morph GPX. 2023 PMSL SEA Fall number 5 team out of Indonesia. Our last team here coming out, Alter Ego Aries. Your 2023 PMSL SEA Fall number 1 team out of Indonesia. Next on our list is PMPL Malaysia. 2 teams to draw here. Our first one will be Sem9, 2023 PMSL SEA Fall number 6 team from Malaysia. And our second and final team here from PMPL Malaysia will be Udu Alliance. They are qualifying as the first place team from PMPL Malaysia. Let's move on now to our single team from PMPL Vietnam. And that will, of course, be D Xavier. They are qualifying as first place from PMPL Vietnam. Next up, we have PMPL SEA Wildcard. There will be only one team here as well, and it will be Genesis Esports claiming that wildcard spot. Next up, we have PMPL Brazil with 5 teams here to choose. Our first team here is Inco Gaming, qualifying as PMPL America's Championship Fall number 3 team. Our second team to be drawn here will be Alpha 7 Esports, Pmgc 2022 third place, and PMPL America's Championship Fall number 4. Up next will be Influence Rage, PMPL AM Championship Fall number 1 team. Next will be Intense Game. They're qualifying as PMPL America's Championship Fall number 2 team. And our final team here will be Loops Esports. They're qualifying as your first place team from PMPL Brazil. Next up, we do have PMPL LATAM. Only one team to choose here, and it will be Team Queso. They are qualifying, of course, as the first place team from PMPL LATAM. Now let's take a look at how our groups have shaken out so far after 7 of our group pools have been drawn. With a new set of pools here, let's go ahead and start choosing from our last America's region here, PMPL North America. Only one team to choose here, and it will be N Hyper Esports, qualifying as champions from PMPL North America. Next up, we have PMPL EU Championship. This, of course, has yet to be decided, so it will be known as PMPL EU Championship number 3, of course, meaning the number 3 qualifier from PMPL EU Championship. Next up will be PMPL EU Championship number 2. So the second place finishing team from the PMPL EU Championship. Next up will be PMPL EU Championship number 4. The number 4 qualifying team from PMPL EU Championship. Now, PMPL EU Championship number 1. Our last one here for PMPL EU Championship will, of course, be PMPL EU Championship number 5, the 5th qualifying team from PMPL EU Championship. Now for PMPL Turkey. One team to draw here, and it will be Next Rüya. Following up will be PMPL Europe. Again, only one team to draw here, and that will be Mad Bulls, qualifying as first out of PMPL Europe. Now, moving on, we will be PMPL MEA Championship. Again, this is another group that is yet to be decided, so we will see, again, this will be PMPL MEA Championship number 2. Will be the second team qualifying out of PMPL MEA Championship. Now we will have PMPL MEA Championship number 3, so the third team qualifying. Next will be PMPL MEA Championship number 1, which leaves us with one more. That will be PMPL MEA Championship number 4. So the 4th team qualifying from that event of PMPL MEA Championship. Moving on now, we will see PMPL Arabia, and that is going to be Nigma Galaxy, qualifying as first place out of PMPL Arabia. In a similar fashion, we're going to move on here to PMPL Africa. Only one name to draw. They will, of course, be Falcons White. They will be qualifying as your first place team from PMPL Africa. That is 7 more pools drawn into groups. Let's see how things stand so far. Once again, we've reset our final 7 group pools here to draw from. Lexi, if you will. Let's start off with PMPL South Asia. 4 teams to draw here, and our first one is going to be IHC Esports, qualifying as PMPL South Asia Championship number 5. Following that will be NB Esports, PMPL South Asia Championship number 4. 2 more teams to draw. It will be Stalwart Esports. They are qualifying in first place from PMPL South Asia. Our final team to be drawn here will, of course, be For Miracle Vibes, qualifying as PMPL South Asia Championship number 2 team. Next up on our list is PMPL Pakistan. Lexi, if you will. First up is going to be 7th Element, qualifying as PMPL South Asia Championship number 6. Next up will be Agonix 8 Esports. They are qualifying as the first place team out of PMPL Pakistan. Following this up will be PEL, 3 teams to pick from. Our first team will be Weibo Gaming. They are qualifying as the second place team out of PEL. 2 more teams. Next up will be 628, qualifying out of PEL as the number 1 qualifier. 1 more team to choose from here for PEL. And of course, Suzhou Tianba, qualifying as PEL points earners number 3. Next up will be 2 teams from PMPS. D plus Kia, qualifying as the PMPS Korea number 1 points earners. And our second team will be Duxon Esports, qualifying as the first place team from PMPS Season 3. 3 more bowls left to choose from. Next will be PMJL with 2 teams to choose. First will be PMJL S3 Phase 2 number 1 team. Yet to be decided, of course, so keep your eyes out for that. And our second team will be PMJL S3 Phase 2 number 2 there. So again, yet to be decided, soon though. And then next down the line, another yet to be decided name here will be Rivals Cup Korea versus Japan winners. The first place team out of that will qualify. And finally, our 2 special invites to round out the group draw. That will be special invite number 2. Find out who that is, you're going to have to stay tuned. And of course, our final team here, special invite number 1. And that will round our group draw here. All teams will be drawn into their groups. And let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like now. That concludes the 2023 PUBG Mobile Global Championship group draw. Thanks again to Lexi for all her help in drawing our groups. Make sure to join us on November 2nd for the opening day of PMGC League and stay tuned on all PUBG Mobile channels to stay up to date on PMGC action culminating in our grand finals in Istanbul, Turkey from December 8th through 10th, where we will find out who will be the one.
Lezatnya Nutella dan butiran gandum empuk dibalut wafer yang renyah. Nutella Be Ready baru.
Hiya, bro, cobain head and shoulders. Aduh, head and shoulders. Aduh, sekali lagi yo. Bro, move on ke head and shoulders.
Salah.
Nah, malah kebalik.
Ini si Gatot kacau.